Hi friends, welcome. We are continuing with our AWS full tutorial series for beginners. In this particular today's episode, we will learn why you should learn AWS and what are the features of AWS. You'll also get an understanding of what AWS is. Importantly, we'll layer our roadmap and also groundwork of this kind of services we are going to learn in AWS. I'm here to share my knowledge with you. So in the previous episode, we have learned about the introduction. We have learned about some basics about cloud computing. We have learned what cloud computing is, what are the different aspects of it, and other details, which are pretty generic. But today's episode will focus on AWS. So let's talk about what Amazon Web Services is, right? So AWS, obviously, you know that it stands for Amazon Web Services, which is a cloud hosting platform that offers flexible, reliable, scalable, easy to use, and cost effective solutions, right? So each of these words has a pretty deep meaning to it. You will learn why, you'll learn how, right? So flexible because you can always add services to it, remove services as and when you need them. Reliable because the SLAs that comes with it are up to 99.99 uptime. Um, Scalable, it can power the smallest startup that you have or the largest enterprise company you're trying to build. It's pretty easy to use. It's pretty easy for developers to learn and get started. Also, it's cost effective because you don't invest one time something solution. Rather, you keep your cost under control because you add services only when you need them. And it's also per seat basis or per hourly billing, etc. So it's pretty easy in terms of how this whole cost effective thing plays in market. That being said, AWS is also one of the fastest growing cloud vendor with more than 100 products. Also, if you see, it's secure, stable, so you don't have to worry about whether will it be secured, is my data secured. So it's kind of a public cloud since it has a public access. But then having said that, it's pretty safe, stable, and secure. AWS is powered by more than largest, so it's backed by Amazon, which is one of the largest companies on planet. Also, if you see, the AWS powers the world's leading companies like Netflix, Amazon. So there is no reason why you cannot build your company on top of it. All right. So that was a quick, brief introduction on AWS. So the next is why learn AWS, right? So a lot of questions, a lot of viewers are asking that should I learn AWS? Should I learn Azure? Should I learn GCP? Which one do I recommend? So here is the answer for it. Quick update. Uh, so I personally will suggest you AWS for reasons that um, it's a leader in cloud computing market and applications services market enterprise level. It's rated as a leader by Gartner and other research companies. If you see, so you are not making a mistake in picking up AWS as your career, since you'll be investing a lot of time, effort, energy in learning. So you better be sure that you're learning some technology which is a market leader. It has the fastest adoption across various industries, right? So I have personally worked in various industries and for various different large enterprise clients. I can tell you 80% of the times they have used AWS, the large companies, which only means that if you learn it, you'll probably have much higher chances of your growth in these enterprise markets. I told you it's secure, stable, right? Um, and also because you will grow in your career as a lead or an architect, right? If you want to become a full stack role, you must know about lead. You must know about some DevOps process, tools, platforms like AWS, Azure, GCP, etc. Obviously, there is high growth in your career. If you're looking for growth, there are a lot of jobs, opportunities in AWS, so which will definitely help you grow in your career. So now let's talk some high level services. I'm not going to talk every service in detail because there are more than 200 services, so it will take a lot of time if I cover all 200 in this slide. I'm trying to give you an overview of what kind of services are available in AWS, right? So Amazon provides more than 200 plus services, And some of the services that I've listed down here is infrastructure as a service. You have containers. You have you can configure Kubernetes. You can have containers. You can have VM machines. You can have database as a service. You have RDS. You have DynamoDB. You have DocumentDB. You have ECS, which is your Elastic Container Service. You have EKS, Elastic Container Service for Kubernetes. I'll cover those also for you. We have SQS, which is simple queue service messaging queue. We have simple email service. We have serverless. So the list goes on, friends. I'll show you all of that in the once we register our application and start looking into it. You will be amazed to see how much, how many services it has to offer. It's beautiful platform. All right. So one of the other things, sometimes if you're attending an interview, right, this is purely for your preparation kind of thing mode as to why should we prefer AWS over other platforms. So this should be your answer that it's on-demand services, which mean we can add or remove services anytime we want, right? So we can provision the services we want, or we can remove the services we want at any time. Now scale up and scale down. So if you want, let's say a particular containers, right, or say size of it, as if you are a startup today and you have requirement of 10 servers, tomorrow you need 100 servers, so you can easily scale up or scale down. Say if we talk about, say for example, during Christmas holiday time, you might want to add up more servers, or say database capacity or instances that you want to configure. So so basically you can always scale up and scale down at will, right? There is no associated restriction or contracts that you cannot do it. Now, I always focus on billing and cost because it's an extremely important power play. So it's billed like, for example, if you are using computing, right, it is billed per millisecond. Also, it's storage, how you much you want, etc. So all this all add up, right? So billing and cost is an extremely important play when you're considering the I would say the platform to build your DevOps. Now it's cost effectiveness. Again, the same point. I don't want to elaborate it again, but if you have any doubts specific to cost effectiveness, let me know. We can have a discussion. All right, so this is my favorite thing. So the turnaround time to provision, design, implement, and launch reduces drastically, which means so you don't have to wait for days to kind of to get a particular server. You can buy at will, at instance, and then you have it readily available, right? And that's why it's fast, so your launch becomes increases fast. Similarly, if you see logging, database, or anything of those sorts, it's all on demand, so you can easily provision them at will, and that's what makes all the difference in computing. Typically, a large the enterprises, right? They are slow. They used to be slow, the traditional companies, because somebody has to put in request. It goes through it approval. You get the instance, then you get it, give it to the guys who configure it, license, maintenance, upgrade it. So it takes time, right? All of that has been cut down now, thanks to AWS. So I personally would prefer AWS, and I'm encouraging um, everyone to learn it so that they can also benefit. So if you look at the top categories of services, I've put together a simple diagram to show you how this works. And if you see, it's scattered across different categories, right? It's not only one category that it serves. So AWS will help you cater to each and every serve, like say computing, say serverless, say storage, enterprise application apps, developer apps, and then identity management, AIM, networking, messaging, Internet of Things. Uh, you name it, and it's there. So it's just that we have to explore and start learning and building on top of it. You will be able to deploy the applications that we have done so far. So it's amazing journey that we are going to cover together. All right, enough of the talking. From next, I hope the first two episodes gives you enough background on AWS, gives you enough excitement about your own journey that you're going to start with AWS. If you have any queries, do let me know. I'll be happy to answer them. Starting next episode, we will do thorough hands-on by getting a free account, and we will start exploring the platform to the fullest so that you can start mastering AWS. I hope you're liking the series that I'm bringing it for you. If you are, just like the video. If you have any comments, please do let me know. I'll be very, very happy to implement your feedback in the tutorials. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode. We'll get started by creating our free AWS account and we'll start our hands-on exercises. Thank you.